Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the In Michigan podcast. I am your host, Ryan Redoute, aka That Michigan Guy on TikTok and Instagram, and today we're going to be talking about all the different Michigan slang word and terms to help you understand it if you're not from here, to relish in our slang if you are from here and know these ones very well, which I feel a few of you actually might. But before we dive into that, I want to get into what's going on in Michigan right now. It's past November. The holidays are going to be upon us soon. All of downtown Detroit is getting ready for, just like in downtown Detroit, to give everyone a perspective, they really try to enhance the winter experience. They know all of us are up here and cuddled up in our houses because it's cold out. And although you can say what you want, that you like the cold, it can be hard to go out and about and enjoy the outside world when it's freezing, even if you have a good jacket, because then it's hitting your face. It's a whole thing. But in downtown Detroit, especially I know Visit Detroit's been posting a lot about it. They're going to have the whole Christmas tree up. And really, it's kind of like, it's the vibe. It's really centrally located. It's the heart of downtown, and there's all the holiday energy anyone could ever want. So I'm getting really excited for that. And everyone's just kind of getting into the holiday spirit now, too. And it's just a good vibe. I mean, who doesn't love the holidays? That's why we have the holidays, I think, in the wintertime, and why Michiganders specifically might want to go a little bit harder, because we got to stay warm in our hearts when it's not as warm outside. And that's my theory on why we go so hard on the holidays here. But also, for anyone watching on YouTube, I am trying different angles, as you can see in the different videos. The angle I'm currently doing is kind of the one I typically do for like a Michigan accent video or TikTok or Instagram reel. So we'll see if it stays. I kind of like it. It's kind of cozy. It's kind of very casual, which I like. So let me know in the comments if you like it or not. But on our next segment, I want to go into Michiganders Say What?, where I go into the different comments that people leave on my videos, because the comment section on my videos, because the Michigan content community is a little bit more tight-knit, and why I love it so much. The comment section can kind of be its own entity, and a lot of people have said this about one of the comments I'm pulling from the video I did today about explaining the Michigan accent on Instagram. It has like 70,000 likes or what have you on it. So a lot of people have commented. But a recurring comment that I saw, and this is only one of probably 3 or 4 people that I saw do this, is Josh Kroll 17 said, "We talk in cursive," which is speaking to how fast Michiganders speak and how we combine words together, and how they almost become just new words, new slang sometimes that we end up using all the time, like did you eat, did you eat? And you really sometimes when you're saying the things that I cover in videos, if you really think about it, you can probably say it correctly, but I in the videos want to highlight more so how I speak and how a lot of Michiganders speak more on the fly. So we combine words together, and it's just a fun time. Like did you eat? Hey, did you eat today? We do not enunciate any of those separate words. So that's why. But when someone said we talk in cursive, I said that perfectly explains how I feel about it. The other person that I wanted to touch on was Leah Gives. And they had mentioned, just listen to the first podcast episode, and I loved it, with a little applause emoji and starry eye emoji. So I just want to appreciate the love. I appreciate everybody leaving the reviews on this podcast, giving it some 5 stars. One person gave it 3 stars, so I hope to do better for you, whoever that was. And it's just a good time in the comment section here. So leave your comments, and I might just touch on them in a future episode. Going into the main segment, My Life, spelled M-I. Today we are going to be talking about Michigan slang words. And I really just have a list going of a bunch that I say a lot, ones that I know are popular, ones that I've made videos on that a lot of people have resonated with. So I'm going to specifically just touch on a specific handful, even though there's a lot more. The first one being party store. To explain it for you, party store, you would think is like Party City, but it's not. Party store is a store that's probably on a corner of your neighborhood. It's just down the road, maybe. You can get certain beverages there for adults, or you can get snacks. They always have chips, they have, Gatorades, almost like 7-Eleven style. And it's just a place where you can get all supplies, snacks, drinks for parties. And I think that's where it came from, honestly. But growing up, it was always so funny, like, hey, can you stop at the party store? Hey, I'm gonna go to the party store. Hey, and there's actually only been one of these stores that I've seen actually named party store, because maybe there's actually 2 or 3 I've actually seen, probably. So people really like relishing in the fact that it's called a party store and not the other name, which you typically see all the time. And another one that I wanted to touch on was door wall. This one was a little bit polarizing for people. I want to say some people got it, some people didn't. I do think this could be a very regional specific thing for Michigan. Maybe if you got more Canadian influence or Wisconsin influence or New York influence when it comes to the Michigan accent. Doorbell, though, is a sliding glass door. Doorbell was used in my house to its fullest extent. Like, we always said doorbell. We never didn't say doorbell, and that it was always sliding glass door. So what is your take on this? Because it's a little bit more polarizing, but I do believe doorbell is the more popular Michigander way, even though it is just a wall of glass that also slides and is a door. So you'd think we could call it that, but we don't. We call it a doorbell because it's the size of a wall, right? The other one is fudgy. Now, I did not know about fudgy until I went on this Michigan accent journey about 3 years ago or 4 years ago now or so. And people brought it up and they said, oh, fudgies, like, you got to cover them. And I said, what is a fudgy? And they said, oh, it's people who just visit kind of like lakeside towns for vacation and are always about going to get fudge. Correct. Exactly. So they are always going in the Kilwins. They are stopping. They're getting a pound for their grandma, for their mom, who, like, what have you. That is a quintessential fudgy. There's also Youper, which means anyone that's kind of from the UP, Yooper. And that's just anyone in the UP, pretty straightforward. And then there's also, to kind of go with Youper, there's trolls. And that's what, honestly, I've heard based on the comments that people in the UP call people who live in the lower peninsula of Michigan. They call us trolls, which is so sweet. I absolutely love it. I love the feeling that to some, we are trolls. And, we're just going to have to live with that. The other term that is widely used, I know that everyone uses this a lot, is up north. Now, where up north starts in Michigan is a very hot debate. I personally made a video that analyzes it and says, like, check these boxes and you can consider it up north, even if you're driving west or east, or really not even going that far up north, technically. Up north in Michigan is more a vibe than anything. I would say it involves a cottage, which is also like a Michigan slang term in itself. Picture a cabin that's maybe in the woods or along a lake that you go and there's like 2 square meals a day. You get breakfast and then maybe a barbecue at night. You're fishing. You're out in the water during the summer. You're out in nature, just enjoying it all. Up north is a vibe. So that is really what it is meant by the slang. And hey, I'm going up north means like, hey, I might be going out west. Like maybe there's a lake out by Saugatuck and I'm in Metro Detroit. But the vibe's going to be up north. So without even thinking about it, I would say in that case, it would be up north. Or I would tell people I'm going up north. So that's a pretty big popular slang word as well. There's also pop. Again, widely used. To be honest with you, though, I'm going to be vulnerable for a second here with you all. I said soda the other day, and it was really baffling. I didn't feel like myself. And I think it's because I'm so roped into all this Michigan accent stuff that I said it, and I think I'm thinking about the difference so often, whereas, like, beforehand, I would not really think about it because, like, pop, it's pop. Not soda, pop. Like, what is soda? And I make all these videos now all the time, and I really do think, like, like in my head, like it just thinks soda sometimes. So I said it the other day and I was like, who am I? Like, don't cancel me. But like, it was crazy. It was crazy to hear me say that. It's pop though. Don't get it. Don't get it. Don't get it twisted. Another slang term is the thumb. Obviously, not all other states are shaped like a hand. So if somebody like has a cottage, maybe in Caseville, they'll say, "Oh, it's up in the thumb," or "This is up in the thumb." Even I recently did a video with Triscuit crackers, and they mentioned in a blog about how their wheat is made in the thumb of Michigan. So, or like the news article that covered it did. So there's also the thumb. Now, with that, there's the mitten, like the mitten state. So, like, obviously, what's really nice about Michigan is you can kind of always show, like, where you're at, which is really a nuanced thing. And honestly, one of the coolest things, I think, for the state of Michigan is that whenever they show a map, like in a movie or just a map, period, from space, pictures, you can always see Michigan and you can always kind of pinpoint where you're at. Versus other states, sometimes, they kind of get lost in the middle of the country or like on the, New England, like you don't really know that, they're so close together, they're so small that like you really can't tell. So I want to say that that's a really cool part about being the mitten state. A couple other slang ones, tennis shoes. Now, basketball shorts, I don't know if basketball shorts is one, but I kind of relate it with tennis shoes of if I wear any kind of athletic shorts, to me, they are basketball shorts. Is that the same case for you all? If so, we're going to call it a Michigan slang word. But tennis shoes, for anyone who doesn't know, are kind of like athletic shoes. So like think rubber on the bottom, kind of like streamlined design, athletic shoes that one might wear for tennis, but really we just call it tennis shoes even if I'm wearing it to the gym. Like I'll always call it tennis shoes, any athletic shoes at all. Which is kind of funny when you think about it. Like why tennis? Like why did we pick that sport to cover and represent the branding of every athletic shoe? Let me know in the comments of if you think why. Because sometimes I will say people in my videos or on my videos, they'll comment and they know like exact definitions of like where things came from. They know like the exact history of it, why it started. I even had a recent friend of mine share I made a video about pizza recently and like what Detroit style pizza is. And they shared with me like the exact like how and why we use square cut pizza and why the pan is the way it is and like what type of pan they use for the best square pizza, the best Detroit style pizza. So sometimes in the comments people are sharing the very, very in-depth knowledge that I very much appreciate. And last but not least, when it comes to slang words, OPE is one of the strongest ones. OPE. You say it all the time. It's kind of more of a Midwest thing as a whole, which is why I wanted to keep it for one of the last ones. But it's definitely strong in Michigan. Oh, like when you're and when you're passing somebody, you're always saying, "Oh," like I can't not say it. It's very like it's an impulse. It's saying "ope" is just it's muscle memory for me at this point to where I'm passing by anybody. I'm trying to scoot by them. I say, oh, and then I say, usually like I'll be like, let me sneak past ya, which I'm like, let me sneak past ya? Like what in the Wisconsin am I like what in the Wisconsin accent am I saying there? Let me sneak past ya. I always end up saying like I cannot not say it. But ope is definitely a strong slang word, I think, in the Michigan dialect. But that covers a lot of slang. Let me know if you have different slang things in the comments here on YouTube, or just share with me on Instagram or TikTok. I have a bunch of Michigan accent and slang videos on there, so share them there. I am able to find a lot of them, and I go through and just have my fun, like looking at what everybody's saying. Other than that, I hope you all are having an amazing start to your November. Stay warm out there, bundle up, and I will see you all, Mish, again.